Hey guys, I hope you're ready for some satisfying nighttime deep cleaning. I'm bringing you along my week and all of the cleaning tasks that I was tackling this week. I'm also going to share a new favorite ab workout. So join me and let's get it done together. Hey guys, welcome to Jamie's Journey. Welcome back if you are a returning viewer, and if you're brand new here, welcome to Jamie's Journey. I hope you enjoy today's video. So this week I was tackling most of my cleaning tasks in the evening. The girls they have this week and next week before they go back to school. So we are just trying to do all the things during the day, trying to soak up those last few days of summer. And yeah, I've been doing a lot of cleaning this week in the evening, so I'm going to be bringing you along. There's some deep cleaning, just some general tidying, and I'm going to share an ab workout that I've been loving with you guys, or that I've been loving lately. So there's a lot in today's video. So those little baskets, the black mesh baskets right there, I use those for my kids. So when I fold the laundry, I put Mike and I's laundry in our basket that goes up in our bedroom. And then I put their individual clothes in those little baskets. They're nice, they're mesh, they're small, they fold up completely so I can tuck them behind the dryer when we're not using them. But I put their clothes in there, set it by their bedroom doors so they know to put their clothes away when they see it. I can even say your name, won't look into your eyes. After all we've been through, baby, all I hear is lies. I also have an update on my ear problems that I was having last week that I kind of shared with you guys. I said I felt like I had fluid in my ear, so I actually went to the doctor, so I will share more about that later. But you guys are probably getting ready for back to school if you have kids. I don't know when you guys go back to school. I think I've heard like mixed reviews. Some people think we go back kind of early, but I've already seen some people go back next week. So that's definitely earlier than we do. And to be honest with you, I think everyone at this point is kind of ready to go back to school. We get out the Thursday before Memorial Day weekend. And I think at that point, we're really ready to be done. And by this point, it's like the summer's nice and, you want to soak up as much of the summer as you can. But at this point, I think everyone's ready for a little bit of a routine, or like a more strict routine. There's definitely pros and cons to the summertime. You can be more relaxed with your routines, but I know with my girls, they do thrive with the routine. So over the next couple of weeks, I want to share some of the back to school hacks and things that we're going to be doing to try to stay on top of things. So I'll be sharing that with you guys and maybe some new routines. But this is Addison, one of my 6-year-olds. I have twins that are 6 and then a 10-year-old. And Addison is my little cleaning buddy. She honestly, most of the time will be like, hey mom, can I help you clean? I don't want anyone else to clean with you. I just want to clean along with you. And that's kind of like one of our things to do. Maybe a little bit odd for a 6-year-old, but she loves cleaning with mom. So every now and then I like to just get some, good old Dawn dish soap and hot water and scrub my countertops. I find like it's a really good way to deep clean the countertops, and nothing gets it as clean as just plain old soap and water. It can be a little bit messy, so I just added some Dawn power wash, or you can just use, regular dish soap, some as hot of water as I could stand, putting my hand in there, and then I was scrubbing away. And then I just took a towel and wiped it all away. There's no residue, and it really cuts down if there's anything stuck on the countertop. It really cuts through all that grease and grime and gives my countertops just a really good deep cleaning. So this evening I was pretty much just doing some basic tasks, basic tidying up. So the stovetop, I think something, had spilled over. And so I was going to use my Bissell Steam Shot hand steamer to clean that up. But while the steamer was heating up, I also wanted to dust and wipe down the island. It can get pretty dusty, especially in this area. We stand here a lot because it's kind of like the area that we kind of go back and forth between like the refrigerator and the stovetop, and I stand there a lot. Like if I'm just doing something, making a drink or making some food, like putting lunch together, I stand there a lot. So this area gets pretty dusty and pretty dirty. So I was using my damp dusting sponge that you just get wet. It gets all of the dust off, and then I was going in and just quickly wiping down the rest of the island. One of the things that'll really change for us this year is Mike won't be around in the mornings before school. So he's gotten a new job. I think he started in April, and previous to that, for almost 2 years, he worked from home. And so he was home in the morning, he would just sit there with his laptop open, and he was there, helping out in the morning. So it was kind of, felt like you had two parents helping with all three kids. Like, I was able to be a little bit on autopilot because it wasn't all on me to make sure we had, water bottles and backpacks and gloves and hats and all of that, like when it gets more, colder out. So many little things, you have to try to remind the kids to remember. And, we were always going at that together. So we only had a few weeks, I think, by the time he started his new job, that the girls were in school in the spring, late spring, early summer. So this, starting off in the school year, it'll be very different because it will be like, it's obviously totally fine. Like, it's not like it's too much in the morning at all for me, but I'm just saying it's just not what we've been used to for the past 5 or so years. I mean, Avery's been in school since, she'll be in 5th grade. And so since kindergarten, he's worked from home that entire time. So this is our first time that it is, he won't be home in the mornings and it will all be on me, which I actually think is a really good thing, because I think it will put more on the girls and their responsibilities, and I think that's a really good thing. I think putting more on them, I think both of Mike and I being home in the mornings, there are times that we would just do things that maybe they could do for themselves to get ready for school. But now, since it's all going to be on me, I will be relying more on them to take the initiative and remember things and take more responsibility, which I think will be a good thing. So just something different. I was thinking we'll make our mornings, different starting out the school year here in the next couple of weeks. So you're going to see me finish up cleaning here in the kitchen in a minute, and then the next night I'm going to be cleaning our couch with my little green machine, my Bissell little green machine. It's an upholstery cleaner. I usually use my upright carpet cleaner that has an attachment, but that's more bulky and heavier, and I like using that probably more so than the little green machine because it's a heavier duty machine because it also cleans carpet. But I didn't want to go downstairs and I was being lazy essentially. So I'm going to use my little green machine upholstery cleaner. It's an older model. They do have newer models, like I think even like 2 newer models since I purchased this specific one. But if you're looking for just like a basic, like good upholstery cleaner that you can use to clean stairs, furniture, your car, all of that, this does the trick. It's pretty good. But like I said, if you want, there are newer models out there. So I'm going to use this to clean the couch. And I don't know, it gets pretty dirty pretty quickly, especially with the girls being home for the summer. I've just noticed a lot more stuff, even though they don't really eat out there, but it happens. So I'm going to give this a good deep cleaning. I wanted to do that before school started. And when I come back, I'll give you guys a little bit of a break. You can just watch me clean, and then I will share the high point and low point of the week. So the high point, low point to the week is kind of the same thing. I will add one other low point was my hearing. I mentioned this in last week's video. I've been having issues with fluid in specifically my left ear, and I could barely hear out of there. And it's just crazy because you're like, sometimes it's like we take some of those senses for granted, and it's not fun when you can't hear. Mike and I actually so our anniversary was last Friday, 16 years of marriage. We've been together for 24 years, which is crazy. Every time I look at those numbers, it's crazy. But we, last weekend, on Friday, we went to dinner, and then on Saturday, we went to Detroit. Detroit's about 45-50 minutes from us, and we went up to Detroit to the Detroit Tigers baseball game. That's something we like. Well, we love going to sporting events together. We don't really make it up to Detroit too much, but it was really difficult for me up there because every place, like we went to a few places before. There was like this outdoor area that had food and drinks across from the stadium, so we went there, and then we went to another restaurant, and it was really hard for me with all of like the external noise to hear. Like we had a hard time having conversations because I could barely hear. Everything just sounded so muffled. But anyways, so I guess part of my low week was that, and as always, I get a little winded when I'm talking, so I'm going to come back. I will tell you more of the high point and low point. That was kind of both of those. And then I'll tell you about what is going on with my ears. So the high point and low point, that's kind of together. So the little area we went to that's across from the stadium, they have like food trucks, and you can get drinks as well, like alcohol drinks, drinks with alcohol in them. And so when you walk in, they make everyone show your ID before you get in. Even if you're just eating, you have to show your ID. And so I showed my ID, and she looked at me, and like she was like, the people in front of us, she was like really strict. Like they're really looking at it, and they're looking at my ID, and she was like, there's no way you're this old. And I'm like, thank you. So she's like, yeah, there's no way you're this old. And so that's the high point and low point to my week, because I'm like, okay, well, number one, that's like a good compliment, right? Because apparently I look young, which I love. Oh, here I'm going to deep clean my dishwasher. So first I start out by cleaning the filters, pulling those out, just cleaning them with some dish soap and water. But she was like, there's no way you're this old. And I was like, thank you. So the high point is apparently I don't look as old. I mean, you guys probably see me. I mean, I was dressed in basic clothes. It was a baseball game. I did have makeup on. You guys see me a lot of times without makeup, but I was like, okay, well, that's a huge compliment, because apparently I look young, a lot, quote unquote, a lot younger than what I really am. But then the low point is that like I am old. Like, you know what I mean? It's like one of those compliments. You're like, okay, it makes me feel good that I look younger, which I would take that, I'll take that any day. But it just means that I am old. And I know old is a relative term. I know so many of you guys are going to be like, oh my gosh, Jamie, you are young. I'm 39. but it's all about how you feel. Today is the oldest day that I've ever been, so, I feel old, but the high point, low point, I guess I look a lot younger than what I really am, but I am getting old. Okay, so I wanted to share something that I have not shared in a while. It's time. I need to deep clean my O-Cedar mop heads so they are all clean. I deep clean them when they're already clean. So let me get down here and get them. So I often get asked how I clean them. So I do clean them. I wash them in the washing machine on a gentle cycle by themselves after every use. So sometimes, or most of the time, like I won't wash one at a time. I'll let, like I have multiple, I have like 4 or 5, and I let them pile up and then I will wash them. So I'm not like wasting a load of just like one mop head. And I feel like that keeps them like fairly clean. And I've had most of these for years. Like I don't think I've bought one since we moved into this house, and we'll be in this house for 3 years in December. So they stay pretty clean. And then depending on how often I'm using them, because like I switch between my O-Cedar spin mop and my like wet dry vacuums, depending on how much I'm using them. But then I also use them to clean my like cabinets and my shower and bathtub and all of that. So it just depends on the month. I don't deep clean them every month, but if I'm using them a lot, then I will. So I'm going to show you how I do that. I let them soak overnight, and then I will throw them in the washing machine and wash like normal. So I'll show you what I put in there to soak overnight, and it gives them a nice clean. It freshens them up a bit and gets them extra weight and extra clean, so I can feel like my floors are a little bit clean. So I'll show you what I do. So what I do to deep clean the mops, I take borax. I'm just eyeballing it. Honestly, I put in probably too much borax, but I don't really stress over it. So I poured in some borax. This is OxiClean White Revive. OxiClean White Revive. And then some powdered Tide laundry detergent. Put it in there with some, that was as hot of water as I could get from the tap. And then I put in some boiling water. And then I take the mop head, push it down there and hold all of those mop heads underwater. And I'm going to let it sit for 24 hours.
Hard on my own, no. Why am I not like her? A bit more soft. Why must the curtains come down? Why must the softness now? Why is it hard on my own? No. Why is it hard on my own? No. Why am I not like her? A bit more soft.
So stay tuned. I'm still going to share one of my favorite ab workouts that I've been doing a lot lately. But okay, my ear. You guys, I'm a little embarrassed to say this, so I hope you guys don't get too grossed out. But you know what? This is a real life thing that has happened, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have dealt with it. It was earwax buildup that was not allowing the fluid, like fluid was building up in my ears, but it was due to earwax buildup. I am sorry, that sounds so gross, believe me. I have a hard time saying this out loud, especially to the internet, but you know what? That's what it was. And so they had to do an ear wash on me, which had never been done. So they did this weird ear wash. It felt very odd. It didn't hurt at all. And so that broke all of the earwax up. And she basically, gave me some tips about how to try to prevent it. But it was just earwax built up on both ears, specifically on the left side. It was so built up. She said that it had hardened. Again, sorry, sounds gross. It had hardened, and it had hardened, and then the fluid started to build up within my ear. So, earwax. So gross, but a real life problem.
I wish to be something special in the end. I wish to be so much better in the end. I wish to be me.
All right, so I'm curious if you guys own a wet dry vacuum like I have, or you have a regular mop and vacuum. Do you prefer one over the other? Do you reach for one more than the other? Do you prefer one? I've said this before, like for me, it just depends on my mood, timing, kind of what I'm feeling. I will say I don't like to go too long without using like the regular old vacuum and mop, like the O-Cedar. Like I don't know, like deep down I feel like, and I have no evidence to back this up, I just feel like it's a better, deeper clean. I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't like to go too far. Like I don't think I like to go more than 2 weeks without a regular mop, but I do reach for my wet dry vacuum more often because of timing. So I'm just curious from you guys, if you have a regular mop and a wet dry vacuum, do you reach for one over the other? Like, do you feel the same way that I do? It just depends on your mood, time. I'm just curious, like, what do you reach for more? Number one, that's the first question. What do you reach for more? And is it because you prefer one over the other, or is it all like a timing thing? And maybe try to like explain your reason why. Maybe you think the wet dry vacuums clean better than the regular mop. I don't know, but I'm just so curious. But I was going to do the regular mop tonight, but I'm just not feeling it. I'm not. So we are gonna cut that time in half, and we're gonna use a wet dry vacuum. So let me know. So essentially with the ear wash, they put in a little bit of solution, they let it sit for a few minutes, and then they took what looks like a spray bottle, like a cleaning spray bottle, like a clear bottle. They put water in it, and then they have this like long tube, or like this like, I don't know, it's more like something they put on the water bottle, and then they put it in your ear and they just squirt like crazy. So just imagine taking a water bottle full of water, like a spray bottle, and putting it in your ear and just going to town and spraying like crazy. It felt so weird, but it blasted all of that out. And so now I can, it's getting a lot better. And almost immediately I started to hear again, and I was like, holy crap. It was crazy to me. Like I got in my car and the music was turned up so loud. My phone was turned up so loud, and I didn't realize, like, wow, I really could barely hear. But it was an odd sensation, gross. But thankfully I can hear better now. She told me that when I'm in the shower when I'm in the shower, to like tilt my head, get some water in it, turn it to the other side, and then let it go back out, because the warm water will break up the earwax. So a normal thing that us humans have, that some people get it worse than others. But yep, that was a problem. Thankful and grateful that it was something like earwax. Gross, but you know what? Nothing serious. Greetings from my workout space. So I think it was a few videos ago I had showed some of my workouts, maybe an ab workout, and a lot of you guys said, share more, Jamie, share more. So I'm keeping it light today, not doing anything too crazy, but something I've really been working hard on is my abs. And so I wanted to share a workout. So I shared last time one of my absolute favorite and the #1 ab workout I do every single time I do any sort of ab workout. To be honest with you, I probably do it almost every single workout, even if it's just like 2 sets. I do weighted dead bugs. Love them. Weighted abs are where it's at. I'm gonna say that for sure. But what I have been doing lately, the past like 2 weeks, is weighted bear crawl pull-throughs. I don't know if that's technically what they're called, but weighted bear crawl pull-throughs. So I'll show you what they are. You can do them in a plank formation or a bear claw formation. Bear crawl. Yeah, bear crawl. So that's how I'm gonna do it, and I will show you guys how I do it, and I can feel the burn. I can feel it working all of my abs, and it's something that I think has really been working lately, so I thought I would share it with you guys. Hopefully it's helpful. And again, if you guys like these little tips, these little workout tidbits, make sure you let me know in the comment section. So this is the regular plank, like you know how you do like a plank, but you're on your arms or on your palms of your hands. Like usually when I do a plank, I'm on my forearms. So you're on your palm of your hands and then you're just pulling. That's why it's called a pull through. You're just pulling that. You can either use a kettlebell or a dumbbell or anything that is weighted if you don't have either or. But I like doing the bear crawl like this in this position, and I pull it through. And I just do it as long as I can do it. And I try to do it for 3 or 4 sets. So I know that not everyone's gonna be interested in any fitness content. I really enjoy sharing it with you because it's a big part of my life. It's something I'm super passionate about. It's something I love, hopefully motivating and inspiring you guys by. It's something I'm just really passionate about. And if I can help you, motivate you, inspire you to, if you have that calling that you wanna be more active, you want more of a fitness routine, and I can help you through that journey, I would love to do that. So even just sharing some of these little tips, I'm not an expert by any means. All I can say is that I'm just sharing. I think I've been a little hesitant to share some of the stuff that I've been doing because I'm not an expert. I find stuff online, I find what works for myself, and that's what I do. But I have found that through consistency and discipline, I have seen results. And so I like sharing that. So I don't think I'm an expert by any means. I probably don't know all the proper terms or techniques, but all I can share is what has worked for me. And so hopefully you guys like seeing this, and I don't know, I just have fun sharing it. So hopefully you guys enjoy seeing it. But put this at the end of the video. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out the video here. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for supporting me, showing up every week. You guys are truly amazing. You are, and I'm grateful that you're here, and I love this community. You know, Instagram, TikTok, all these other social media platforms, YouTube is my favorite because of you and this community. It is, the YouTube community is unlike anything else, and I am so grateful for you and that you guys still allow me to spend a good chunk of my week creating content on YouTube. So thank you for that. Thank you. So anyways, I hope you found today's video motivating, inspiring, entertaining, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. And I think next week, the plan is to move right into back to school stuff. We start school in 2 weeks, so I'm gonna be ramping it up next week with back to school. So that is the plan. So I hope you're ready. We're gonna be getting things ready for the girls to go back to school. Avery will be in 5th grade, which is a new school for us. A new school building, I guess, not new school district, a new school building. And the twins will be in 1st grade. So a lot of changes. Avery will start much earlier, but it will be good. So anyways, thank you so much for being here. I will see you guys next time. Bye.